Now, members of the Stormont Committee responsible for the devolution of policing and justice are meeting the Justice Secretary, Jack Straw, today. Committee Chairman Jimmy Spratt is in our Westminster studio. Jimmy Spratt, thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, Jim.
So, you're meeting Jack Straw. What do you want to get out of this meeting?
Well, I think there's a number of issues which the committee want to raise with Jack Straw. We want to get some feedback on the relationship between the Justice Minister and the Justice Committees, and also we are visiting Scotland tomorrow as part of this visit, and we want to find out what the relationship between Scotland and the Justice Department are and how that process would be devolved to Northern Ireland.
And so where stands the whole process at the moment of devolving policing and justice? I'm not asking you for a time, but in terms of the work that you're going through, how prepared are you?
Well, of course, we're going through a process. That process over the past number of weeks and months have been looking at the financial matters. There's still a lot of work to be done there. That work continues. There's a parallel process which the Deputy First Minister, or the First Minister and the Deputy First Minister are involved in, and also the Finance Minister. So all of that is a parallel process with the work that my committee is doing in identifying pressures on the policing and justice budgets.
Has there been any change after the election last week and the results?
No, I mean, we're continuing. Our work programme has been planned out now for a number of months. It's part of a continuing process. That process takes us to where we are today, meeting Jack Straw, then after that meeting the Justice Committee, and tomorrow meeting the Justice Committee in Scotland, and indeed the Justice Minister on Thursday morning in Scotland. And that leads then to a visit to meet the Justice Committee in the Dáil.
Jimmy, it's Mark Devonport here. Will you be looking for any guarantees from Jack Straw on financing of justice, or is that a discussion that's going to be had between the First and Deputy First Ministers and Gordon Brown entirely? Does Jack Straw come into that debate or not?
Well, we certainly will be raising some of the issues that have already been raised with us. One in particular is the Legal Aid Bill. I mean, the Legal Aid Bill is much higher in terms of Northern Ireland than any other part of the United Kingdom. In terms of Northern Ireland, the bill is almost 3 times higher than other parts of the kingdom, and certainly we will raise that because that budget has been some 30 to 40 million pounds a year over, and we will want to know from Mr. Straw whether the government have been attempting to tackle that, and what process they have put in place to bring it into kilter with the rest of the United Kingdom.
As things stand now, what's your guess of the gap between the kind of funding that is being offered to the executive for taking on justice and what is necessary?
Well, I think there's some issues, some money needed in the process. There are other areas that are aspirational in new bills and stuff like that. That will probably go into another CSR period. But there is still a gap in funding, and I think the government need very definitely to pony up with some more money so that this process can take place whenever that may be.
How big's the gap?
Well, the gap at the minute, I don't want to put a figure on it because I'm not sure that we're at a final figure at this moment in time. I think there is a process of looking at what is absolutely necessary at this moment in time to continue to deal with the policing and justice process, and then there's what may be aspirational for instance, new court bills, for new police bills and all the rest of it in the future. So there's a lot of aspirational stuff there as well, and that has got to be budgeted for, and that would be done through a normal CSR process as that takes place with normal government accounting procedures.
Okay. Jimmy Spratt, many thanks.